Hi, this is Hugh Evans, CEO of the Global Poverty Project, and I'm here with Caryl Stern, who's the President and CEO of the US Fund for UNICEF. Caryl, thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So I'm interested in what were you most excited about when it comes to the Global Citizen Festival, and how did the reality meet your expectations?
Well, I think for me on a personal level, I'm from a generation of activism and a generation that did these large, bring us all together kinds of things, and then it kind of went radio silent for a while. So I was excited just by the concept of bringing youth together, getting them jazzed, getting them motivated for good, but even more excited that the thing that brought them together, that they had to take action in order to be part of it, I thought was so cool. And frankly, it exceeded our expectations.
So what would you say was the immediate impact of the Global Citizen Festival?
Well, for us, we got over 15,000 new people suddenly wanting more information, wanting to get involved, giving us their contact info, volunteering with us. So, one afternoon, 15,000, not bad.
So Caryl, can you remind us what was the commitment on stage made by the US Fund for UNICEF?
We just made this little commitment to raise $500 million by 2015, and we're on our way.
So tell us, what progress have you made and what steps have you taken towards achieving that?
Since September, we have raised $108 million.
$108 million, well done.
108, which will go towards programs that support children's ability to eat, children's ability to have clean water, children's ability to get educated, which is really the only tool that we have to interrupt that whole cycle of poverty. So very exciting for us.
So you're already 20% of the way there towards achieving your goal.
Absolutely.
How can everyone support you in that goal?
The way you can support our ability to raise that $500 million is tell the story, tell people, use your voice. If you're a poet, write about it. If you're a painter, paint about it. If you're a musician, sing about it. And then send us a check.
So these people obviously making enormous and, as you say, compassionate sacrifices to serve the world's poor. Can you help us understand the link between all that money that's being raised and the direct impact it will have in the lives of the world's poor?
Absolutely. I'm really proud to say that at the US Fund for UNICEF, 93 cents of every dollar goes directly to program. And that I get the privilege to go in country and actually see what that means. That actually one of my favorite projects that I saw this year was in Ethiopia. In a country like Ethiopia where poverty is rampant, a developing nation, you can't ever build that kind of structure right now. So instead, one of the programs UNICEF has piloted very successfully, and now we're going to replicate, is this child-to-child education where we teach 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds how to teach school readiness to the 3- and 4-year-old. And so they go back to a one-room hut, and a couple hours a week they will be surrounded by 3- and 4-year-olds, teaching them how to sit, how to focus, teaching them their colors and their numbers. It costs $7 a child. So $7 of that money will go to that one child, and the rest of his or her life will be different because of it.
So then I'm interested in how could a future Global Citizen Festival or the movement that we're building on top of the Global Citizen platform continue to support your build?
I think it's critical. I hope that you will continue to do it. Again, a movement has to be sustained. People always say, aren't you preaching to the choir? And my response is always, well, if you don't give the choir new sheet music, they join somebody else's choir. And so we've got to keep the music current, and we've got to keep the people together. And
and we're really using music.
Yeah, we really are using music, exactly. But it's the same reason, why do you go home to a family dinner? It's the same people you see all the time. But you go home because that's where you belong, and you draw strength from each other. And that's exactly the platform you're creating.
So we want the Global Citizen Festival to have a lasting impact for the NGOs involved, for ultimately the world leaders, for ultimately the global citizens, and most importantly, the world's poor. What would be the one last message that you would leave to all the global citizens on the platform and everyone involved?
So the thing I would say to the people who have already kind of put their hands up and said, I'm one of you, know that you make a difference. Understand that you make a difference even if no one stands next to you. And that the power that happens when we all stand together is probably more powerful than anything we could ever create. Selfishly for UNICEF, while we're sitting here talking each and every day, 19,000 children die and they die of causes we already know how to prevent. If we can't get a movement around that, then we have no right to ask for anything.
Thank you so much for your time today, Caryl. I really appreciate it. It's
A
really
pleasure.
wonderful speaking with you.
Thank you for what you're doing,
Thank
really.
you. Cheers.
All right.